Hello?
Hello.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Ready?
Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
I once sang a redemption story. It was beautiful, and I was made beautiful in the singing. And maybe you know that old love story. Maybe it's written in your bones too, in your blood as well as mine. I once was lost and was found. Brokenness, sacrifice, redemption, finally, miraculously, redemptively made whole. I love that story. It lifted me up, and singing it connected me with generations before me, with brothers and sisters around the world. It promised me life, meaning, purpose, and wholeness. For the first 30 years of my life on this earth, I poured myself into the singing. I oriented my relationships, my finances, my sexuality, my body image around this redemption story. I steeped myself in the tea of either or, saint, sinner, sacred, profane, the world as it is, the world to come, righteous, backslidden, heaven, hell, spirit, body, humans over creation, logic, intuition, wheat, chaff, mind, matter. There was always a choice, one to be pursued and one to be discarded. I studied, I earned degrees, I taught, I preached, I counseled, always in service to this story. I love that story of love, and it built me up. Layers and layers of love and meaning and purpose and connection. But in our mountain years, when we spent so much time at the river, something began to shift. I was haunted by an ache, a deep, unsettled feeling. There was an itch, a tickle, a princess and the pea sensation that left me restless, tossing and turning. Underneath all those layers of love, I found my key. Yes, I was made whole, washed clean, made new, but it was always and necessarily a restored beauty, a reconstructed wholeness, a sanitized version of something that was by its very nature dirty and stained. See, in the redemption story, in the redemption song that I sang, I was loved by God in spite of myself. What if I said this to my husband, or to get the cultural dynamics right, he said to me, "Hey baby, I think you're great, and I want to love you forever. But you can't even be in my presence because I'm holding you responsible for something that happened before the dawn of time. But if you stick with me, I'll make you good enough. Deal?" And something about that just didn't sit quite right with me. I began to think and realize I had elevated trashing myself to a spiritual discipline. If I was singing this story, I was lifting up my essential brokenness as much as God's love. Unlike Bob Marley, my redemption song was not a song of freedom. For me, it enslaved me to my own brokenness. And when you wrap your whole life around a story that says you are a problem that needs to be fixed, it changes you. My body was paying attention, crying out with depression, ulcers, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, irritable bowel. But my body was just doing what I asked it to do. It was spirit over body for all those years. My body sang the story. I started to ask, first in quiet whispers, what if my body isn't my enemy? What if my flesh is not to be subdued? What if my body is the only one around here who knows what the fuck is going on? And in my quietest hours, a small whisper began to form in me that I was pretty sure was heresy. I was particularly nervous during thunderstorms. It was a curly tendril of a root that came up from the earth through my heels and hooked into my navel. It was a no. It was tiny and meek, but it was mine. I was tired of being mean to myself, so tired of singing songs about being a wretched man kneeling before a holy God. So 8 years ago, I walked out for the last time. With my smallest, bravest, truest voice, I said, God, If you damn me to hell for this, then shame on you. I will not sing you like this. You and I both deserve a different song. When I walked out, it was because of a great faith. A belief that is still rooted in my core, written on my bones, flowing through my veins, that God loves me. A great faith that what God really wants, what he or she or whatever has in mind, is that the greatest joy we have is that when someone we love is full and rich and abundant and full of life. I walked out with a faith that what will bring me to life exists outside the arms of a story that rests on pain and sin and bloodshed. I once sang a redemption story. I now sing a story of life. I sing to my children that this world is a beautiful and holy place, that love ruptures forth when we connect with one another, that we hurt when we fracture ourselves in our relationships, that love triumphs, that true love is win-win, that when we nurture the love in ourselves and around us, there is no room for self-hate or hate of others. I sing the song that I am both and, sacred, profane, spirit, body, sinner, saint, righteous, backslidden human creation, logical, intuitive, wheat, chaff, mind, matter, the world as it is, the world to come. I am the now and the not yet and the has been. I am messy and oozy and clean and whole and faulty and pure. I am the great, mixed up, primordial yes that is this world. I am not trash.